Hey, it's Ashe. I just did an interview on the Zach Zang show. We talked about my new album, Ray, and all things, my favorite songs on the record, and got a little deeper than I thought we would, but that's it. Love ya.
You are so incredibly gifted. Whoa. Hey, beautiful human. My name is Zach. That is Dan, and we welcome to the studio, Ashe.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
We have seen each other a few times in person, usually in like concert or like maybe a social situation, but we've never actually had an interview in person, and it's an honor to be included in such a monumental week like this one as you release your sophomore album.
Thanks. I'm so excited. Yeah, we ran into each other, I think, at a show, and that was the first time we had met in person. I remember seeing you and being flooded with like emotions I didn't expect to feel. Oh. Like, I didn't realize how much I like loved you in person. Like, you know when you run into someone and you're like, wow, I'm genuinely so grateful to finally meet you.
You're like giving me... I know that moment. It was at the Greek. It was in front of a ticket counter. I remember it like it was happening yesterday. And you were going out on stage. You were going to sing "Sleep While I Drive" with Quinn. Yeah. Also, one of my favorite songs of all time. Weirdly, I don't know. Yeah, it's on my list. It's really
shouldn't
a good
act surprised. Oh, that's weird.
Well, there's so much to get into here sophomore albums are scary. Mm-hmm. But for you, I think this is going to be life-changing. Whoa. Is that like, and I say that only to say that like your first album, Ashlyn, why Ashlyn and not Ashe? Why your real name over the artist name that you've embodied for so long?
I think I've always loved my real name, but I liked the detachment that my artist name kind of gave me. It gave me a sort of distance, like a healthy distance between me and my career. And I felt like I sort of stripped away that healthy distance when I worked on Ashlyn. And so I wanted to give sort of light to my real name. And yeah.
But do you start stripping away that barrier between Ashlyn and Ashe when you did that 2-part EP? Because moral of the story, it changes your life, but it's so not distant from your actual being. Is that fair to say?
I think that's fair to say. Yeah. That was the beginning. Those like chapter 1 and 2 EPs was the beginning of me going, like, I'm only going to choose to do music if I'm going to be really vulnerable and honest. Because why do it then? You know, what's the point if you're not being that way?
But was it cool? What drove you to create a distance in the first place?
I think just the way the world, and I hate this word, but society, you know, hate that word. But, you know, just the way it like, it can feel, it's like a pressure cooker, and if you let it in, then it can control the choices you make. And I think maybe in the beginning I just wasn't quite at a healthier, mature enough state to fully absorb all of that sort of pressure, or like have good coping mechanisms to process all of it. So I think it just took me time. And there was the E on the end of Ashe was an homage to Carole King, and with her putting the E on Carol, and I liked the simplicity of it and all that. But
I think your honesty and the fact that there is no separation between Ashe and Ashlyn is why you're about to have an incredible next few weeks and an incredible sophomore album. And I've seen it like firsthand. Just being honest, my sister has been going through a lot of relationship stuff and found your music as a way to get through it all.
Oh my gosh.
And I've heard this narrative from so many. There is a sort of honesty and beacon type energy to the music that you put out there, because they're, again, honest and vulnerable and real to a point where it has to be hard, yes? Sometimes?
Whoa, I just breathed really heavily into the microphone.
No, it's so funny. Like my sister was just here and we listened to all your music together, and I literally watched somebody firsthand really feel with it.
Yeah, did you listen to the album?
Yeah, a lot. Okay. What we have.
Okay.
We were listening, what do we have, 5 songs?
I think we have half of it, 7?
Yeah,
okay.
Like that.
Oh yeah, of the singles I would put out. Oh yeah, that's a choice that I made. What's happening? That's so nice. Tell your sister that I see her in all of her pain. That sucks. Or whatever she's going through, relationships or,
but you can't see someone without feeling that too.
Yeah. I have gone through some hard and unfortunate circumstances when it comes to relationships with romantic partners, and then about me losing my brother and my relationship with that, and delving into sort of being honest about that relationship. And yeah, I only know how to be sort of strip it all back and honest, because I don't see a point in doing it otherwise. Like, I will quit. I'll just quit. I don't want to do music if I'm not going to be that way. I'd rather quit. Like, if someone told me that, like, tomorrow I could write a song that I didn't like, but it would be a pop hit and I would be world famous, Taylor Swift level, just take over, but I didn't like the record and it wasn't honest, I would choose to not do it, and I would become a banker. I don't know. I'm not a banker. I don't know what I would actually do, but none of it means anything. I'm going to die. Like, I'm going to pass away in a few years, well, hopefully a long time from now, but like, none of it matters. Like, why not be honest?
But doesn't sharing help?
Yeah.
Your brother passing, you put a song for him on Ashland, right?
I did, yeah.
Wasn't that the last song you ended up putting on the album?
Yeah, the very last song that was written. Because the album was pretty much done, and then he died, and then I was like, the album's not done, we have to write one more. And
you have this energy of, at least at that time, and I wonder if it still continues today, of like, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Mm-hmm. And you questioned even the idea or the opportunity to make a second album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you take that energy into that creative process for what we're about to get in its entirety on Friday?
Yeah. I mean, that's an amazing way to put it. There's just like you said, there's no guarantee that I get a tomorrow. The album's coming out whether or not I live till Friday. So it is what it is now. The album's been made. But yeah, there's this sense of, such a finiteness of life that you might as well, be really, really kind of wear your heart on your sleeve and say it all and pay the tributes to the people that you love so much and be honest. Because yeah, going into Ray and making that album, and I think I did say something like that, like, I don't know if I'll get this chance to make a second album, so I'm going to be really real with this first one. But going into the process of Ray, I literally was like, we're not going to listen to a single A&R. We're not going to listen to what anyone else thinks. And to be fair, I don't really have any A&Rs on my project anyways. What would they do? Poor guys. There's just no point. But we were very, very like, we're just going to create whatever we want to make and be real.
What is do you set goals for this? I mean, obviously real instruments and your voice is a huge through line to the entire, from what I've heard. There's no prosthetic, synthetic bullshit on this thing.
Prosthetic.
there's nothing, no fakeness here, correct? No. Like, you're using real instruments.
It's pretty organic. The whole album's pretty organic. There might be like a interesting little swoopy sound synth thing here and there, but no, we wanted to create it like a band sitting in a room, kind of really, really like organic, I think is the best word. Yeah.
So are you coming in with a story every session, or are you jamming first and then going through the Rolodex in your head?
Mostly stories, yeah, because I wanted this to be a very storyteller album. I mean, as we started to chip away, and I've said this before in other interviews, but like, the album's already there, so you're kind of just like, you're chipping away at everything that's not the album, and you're kind of uncovering what it is that it's already there, so it's just my job to sort of like get to it and hopefully do it with integrity and do it in a way that I love. But yeah, it was a lot of sitting down at a piano and bringing in my stories and sitting down.
the album being there. By the way, we're live with Ashe here on AMP. Call us if you want to join the conversation. We, we're doing it, and
people can call in.
Yeah, they can.
Cool.
The feature's now, sister.
Wow, I feel like we're living in like 2020, 2040 or something.
That's the year. There's floating cars and Phil the Future. He's coming by.
I love that.
Great show. As it relates to, okay.
Good, let's do it.
No, I'm just like trying to fully understand, because this album, you're at a different phase of your life. The last chapter, yes, Ashland's about your life in total honesty. Those first 2 EPs that connected were about your marriage that you were in. And you talk about the album just being there. So by the album just being there, do you mean you just lived a bunch of life since Ashland and the start of Ray, and you just need to mine away at it?
Yeah, it's funny because I think a lot of people were like, damn, she's putting out this second record pretty quickly after the first.
I think it's the right thing to do.
It feels right. I mean, hey, I don't know. It might take me like 5 years to write the third one.
Who cares?
I don't care. I have no timeline. We'll see.
Sophomore's the scariest one.
But I really did feel like this one just fell into place. I was eager to keep writing, and I felt like I had lived like 10 lifetimes between the 2 records. I feel like a completely different human than I was when I released Ashland and when I was writing Ashland. And both records are honest. They're just honest to different snapshots of my life. And they're honest to different people and different versions of myself. And we all grow and evolve and blah, blah, cheesy. But with Ray, I was ready to sort of take a lot of layers off. And I've never looked at myself as being sexy. And I was like, coming into a season where I believed that I was, not because I was wearing less clothes or lost weight or anything like that. I just finally found this sort of like inner confidence.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, you're hot, and not because of the way I looked, but the way I was feeling in my soul and my body. And I did not feel that way during Ashland. And I think that's reflected in the things I was wearing and who I felt like I was.
But also what you were going through.
Yeah, I was still shielding myself from the world coming out of like an abusive relationship, and
well, also being incredible, like having so much success and new life being thrown your way simultaneously.
Oh, the aftermath of Moral.
I mean, that's nuts. I just got goosebumps. I mean, that's a huge song that they're going to play forever.
Yeah, my 50-year reunion tour, I have to play that song. I mean, I have to.
That's going to be your encore until you die. Moral of the story, baby.
Except I don't believe in encores.
You don't?
No, I think they're so stupid. I think it's the most like ego-stroking, silly thing that music artists do. It was cool when rock stars would exit and then like no one knew if there might be an encore. And then the crowd was so hyped up and cheered them on so much that they couldn't say no and they had to come back. Now it's like people don't even cheer.
They just expect it.
They just sit there and no one leaves when it's the last song. No one leaves. And then they're like, oh, yay, she's back. Are they back? Yay. And I just think, I don't do it. I think it's silly. In fact, like I have a show coming up at the Troubadour, and everyone was like, are you going to do an encore this time? Because you might do, a couple little things at the end. And I was like, no, I'm not leaving stage.
Sick.
We'll stand there, we'll hug, we'll bow, and then I'll say, okay, let's keep going. I don't want to, anyways, that was a tangent.
I think this is something like, in order for the encore to have meaning again, all musicians must band together and abolish it.
We should abolish encores. Let's all stick together.
But then in like 5 years' time, when people get used to not getting them anymore, you slowly start reintroducing it, building hype again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like in 10 years when I do my first encore.
Yes.
Think about how magical that'll feel.
Yeah, because I've gone 10 years and I haven't seen a single encore. I get everything in one set. I am fed in one course.
I think it would be really, really cool. Also, haven't you had enough praise The whole show.
Amen.
The whole show, people are screaming your name and cheering for you after every song. Like, you really have to exit.
You've had enough.
Like, how long does it take a sip of water? Like, do you really need the break? Wow. I feel really passionate about this, I guess.
I think.
Anyways, so.
One of your causes, add it to your list.
Yeah, put it on my tab.
So,
what question? When you go to a show, do you stay for the encore?
Well, it depends on who it is. I roll my eyes when they do their encore, even if it's a friend. I'm like, oh, God. But it's not even their fault. It's industry standard. It's everyone assumes when an artist is making a set list, you get to the end and then you go, okay, what are my encore songs? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not even a discussion. People just do it, and I
don't.
I think it's stupid, so I don't. Yeah. I'm wondering if my stance on this is egotistical, and I'm trying to find something and I'm trying to fight against ego, but is me anyway.
No, I think you're really unpacking it too deeply. But, but you know what?
I'm overanalyzing.
You're going to do the show that you want to do, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you know what? Do what you want to do. If you love encores, do encores.
No, but honestly, thank you. I don't like the emotional stress I get from an encore. Like, I really want to leave, usually, so.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, just give it to me all in one course. Please, don't divide.
Yeah.
There's something to this change of you as a human being and this growth that I think is kept in Hope You're Not Happy. Mm-hmm. Is that like an intense realization to come to that you wish the person who hurt you is being hurt?
It's so mean. I mean, yeah. And listen, I don't feel that way all the time, but I do sometimes. And it was important for me to give myself permission to be the bad guy, to be the villain, to not always be the mature one. And I love Moral of the Story, and I am so proud of that record, but it's very mature. It's very grateful this happened, not grateful for some things, but some mistakes get made, and that's all right. And I stand by that. And it's yes, and.
You can be hurt and still have made mistakes to get you into that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have no idea how good it feels when you're on stage singing with thousands of people singing "I Hope You're Not Happy Ever Again." It's aggressive and it's awesome.
But what changes in life? Like, what opens your eyes to this?
To get there?
Yeah.
I think, like we were saying, like, there's a level of confidence that you reach. I think the same confidence that got me to feeling sexier and prouder of myself and less censoring of my words. My filter, I don't have a great filter anymore.
Good.
And I think a good
That's
way.
also 30, by the way. It's like
what?
Maturity. Aren't you? You're
oh my
almost
gosh,
30, right?
Almost, yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? Oh God.
No, I know. I'm 29 too. It's really frightening.
100, yeah. I'm actually okay with it. I'm ready to be 30. I think my 30s are going to be like the best years of my life.
I love being 30. It's great.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Give me that energy and
I think
inject it right here.
Yeah, right into my veins, buddy. I think, honestly, they really will be. And I think we're so much wiser now. I know I'm so much wiser, for sure.
But again, you can learn and still hold a grudge or feel anger for someone who's caused you pain. And you can still move on and still have waves of those feelings too.
Yeah, and part of letting the grudge go is maybe writing the song. You know? Just kind of process it, show that you're angry. I think similarly, going to Angry Woman, I always grew up feeling like anger was a dangerous emotion, like a lot of people do, a lot of women do.
Yeah.
And like anger like metastasized into holes in the wall or, abuse. And so anger itself, like the idea of it felt like a very scary, dangerous thing. And then you grow up and you get older and you start to realize, well, there's actually something that's really healthy to anger and feeling those emotions. So yeah, I Hope You're Not Happy is kind of expressing that too.
Did you bottle up your anger?
Yeah. Well, I'm also a Taurus, which is, sorry, not to be all like star signs and stuff, but like the bull that grazes and then charges.
Yes.
That's my personality anyways. But yeah, you bottle it all up. I tend to do that even in my most healthy states. I just had a nervous breakdown the other day. Like, I'll be fine. I'm fine. I'm doing well. I'm handling the pressure. I'm handling the anxiety well. I journal every morning. I put a lot of great coping mechanisms into place to keep me healthy. And I'll still, you know, maybe once a month have that like on Sunday, I was like in pieces. Just couldn't get up crying.
Over anxiety, fear, stress,
feeling overwhelmed, just overwhelmed by all of it.
Does sometimes it feel like it's out of reach or just drowning?
Just drowning. Just there's so much. And then I'll wake up the next morning after a good night's sleep and breathe, and I'll go, okay, it's not too much. Yeah. When you take it one day at a time. One day at a time, I can do all day long.
But nobody does that.
But no, I literally, the breakdown, I looked at my phone and I looked at my calendar, and I was sitting at breakfast with my boyfriend, and I looked at it, and I just looked at him, and I fell into pieces. And he was like, what's happening? What do I do? And I just was like, I can't look at the big picture right now because I will crumble. So I think it's mostly feeling a lot of pressure and being overwhelmed by a lot of it. So,
but at the end of the day, those things are in your control, and taking it day by day helps. But if you need to cancel things or rearrange things,
100%.
You are priority. Yeah. Mental health is number one, and the music's going to do what it's going to do no matter what.
Yeah, I think there's a balance, right? Because I've canceled things. I've canceled things even this week that I was like, there's too much going on, y'all. And no one else can set my boundaries for me. That's my job. That's not someone else to be like, I think you're taking on too much. Like,
no, they're going to keep piling until they see a crack.
Yeah, exactly. Or if they see the meltdown, which they're not going to see usually. But I think also there are consequences to disappearing the week of your release.
Yeah.
So like
there is a balance.
There's also like, I'm not trapped in my life. No. I can make whatever choice I want to, but there are consequences to every choice. And so I recognized, looking at my calendar, I was like, there's a lot of things here that if I just let go of, things aren't going to go quite as well for me, know? So I'm like, suck it up and do some stuff. But just I'm a human. Sometimes it's a lot and I cry. And
that's okay.
It's okay to cry. It was a release.
It's great that you're human. I don't think we'd be here if you weren't.
Yeah, beautiful human. I'm a beautiful human.
You are.
You're a beautiful human.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's so nice to be with you.
Really, thank you for sharing your energy right now.
You're welcome.
You're on my way.
I just start crying on the couch. Don't put it past me. Where's the tissue box?
Oh, we probably have, there's something over here or down there.
Okay, good. But keep it on standby.
Sadness, like that clown face you put on. That's something. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I was watching it earlier.
On My Way.
It's aggressive, isn't it?
But is it also trying to channel sexy? Like, is that what we're trying to? Is On My Way fueled by? No.
You think the clown makeup's sexy?
No, I think there's like a dichotomy there.
I want to know what you think, but I'll delve into it with you.
I mean, even the artwork for it is a sexy you with a clown face on, and OMW is very much like booty call-esque energy, you know what I mean? I'm on my way.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm trying to connect some dots here.
Yeah, there's some dots there.
Can you be sexy and sad at the same time?
I think, mostly. Is there any woman who feels sexy and
no? I mean,
anyone really, right? They're like intertwined. You can't separate the two. That's so funny. Why did I not think about that actually? The clown is like this imagery of us putting on another face to get by, to the whole like the like top of the premise of the video is I'm this washed up pop star who has to become a clown for kids' parties to pay her trailer park rent because she once was famous and successful and beautiful, and now she's drunk and has a hard time getting out of bed and has to be a clown.
Is that your
to
worst
get
fear?
through. I mean, I'm not going to live in a trailer park. I mean, nothing wrong with living in a trailer park, but I just don't.
There's something deeper attached there.
Yeah, there's a fear that as much as the world will tell you that they love you, you feel like this weight of love pour over you. From moral of the story, getting to experience that. There was this reality that I was so in tune to that like this full wave of love being thrown at me could equally switch at any moment. And that full wave hitting me could be the opposite. And again, we were joking about this before we were on camera, but I'm not particularly problematic. I don't think I'm going to get canceled. I genuinely try to be a very loving, gracious, kind human. So if there ever is a thing where we're borderline on cancel territory, I think I can even handle that really well. It's more the people will just decide that you're no longer enough.
Yeah.
One day they make up their minds and they think you're enough and they think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And the next day you're not. And I think my whole career so far is me trying to get to a place where I'm okay with the love or the hate. Like, I'm me, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, whether there's an outpouring of love or there's the opposite. I don't know. I'm kind of going on a tangent here.
No.
But
this is, you hand them that power by putting things out into the public and allowing that to do what it does. And it is really frightening.
I think tour was a real blessing, because at the beginning of tour, when I would first, the intro would play and it would feel really epic and crazy. And then I'd walk out on a stage and the stage would go black. There would be one light on me and silence. And then the whole crowd would just cheer. And it felt like a tsunami of just like adoration that I felt like no one person should handle. Like no one should ever feel. I'm like thinking about what all these artists have felt over the years, from Carole King to Billie Eilish now, and like what she feels. I was like, this is so unhealthy. Like I was making my fans wrong for loving me so much in that first couple of weeks of tour, and it was really unhealthy. And then about halfway through that tour, it was like maybe 3 weeks in, I was like, let them love whatever version of you they have fallen in love with, and then let her be on stage for them, whoever that is, and then you know who the human being is on the inside. And once I kind of got to that place, I was like, bring it on. You know, because that's their expression. Like, how dare I make them wrong for sharing all this love and, you know, whatever outpouring of all this positivity, because that's what it was. It was positivity. I just couldn't handle it. I was taking it too personal, almost. Whoa, I'm going so deep.
No,
right now. But yeah,
when you feel it like that, it's palpable. It's tangible. It's a physical. It's more than just seeing comments or likes on something. It's a different sort of rush that I understand why you would take it personal, because it's powerful. Like there is a real power behind what music can. One, music brings people together, and then what music does to people when we're all in the same space is like hard to measure, honestly.
Well, yeah, if everything's energy, like the amount of energy that's built up in one room in a show, all these human beings, it's like, yeah, this is why artists end up becoming alcoholics and drug addicts if they don't have a healthy relationship with them, their fan base, and how to process the whole thing. Like, what? Of course, people have mental breakdowns.
When you talk about everybody having a different version of you and them falling in love with that version, how do you allow people to have that version while keeping true to yourself and knowing who you are?
I think I just at some point recognized my powerlessness. It's
not out of your control.
It's not my,
Totally.
Yeah.
But that only comes with maturity. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I've battled with that for many, many moons where like people, you can't, people are going to come up with their own version of who you are to them and what you've given to them through their relationship with you that you have no control over because you just put shit out and it just goes where it goes.
Even your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your best friend, your lover, your whoever, even there's maybe this broader scale of your fan base and all the people that adore you, that watch your show. And then you take a personal relationship like your...
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
My mom loves me, and maybe she is way more in tune with who I really am, but she still loves a version of me that is not fully me.
Yeah,
she can't be in my body. I'm still learning about me. And trying to fall in love with her every day and get to know her better. So, yeah, the powerlessness is very, once you accept it, it's freeing, it's liberating. That's what this whole album is. It's very liberating, I think.
Why is it called Ray?
Well, it's my middle name first.
So eventually you're going to run out of names?
You go Wilson next?
I just got to get married and then I'll use that name. No, I mean, yeah, the mystery is pretty much over. My third album will very likely be Wilson. I could throw a curveball and be like, Death of a Storyteller. I don't know, it could be some crazy, curveball. But, I don't know, everyone knew that Adele's album was going to be 21 after, we knew what she was doing. So maybe it's fine. I love that it's my middle name. Again, snapshots, Ashlyn is my name, but so is Ray. They're different. They're different pieces of me, maybe different versions. They don't sound alike, but they're both me. And so, yeah, I just loved it. Also gave me a lot of freedom. This isn't a concept album. The concept is me trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing on the planet.
But we've grown. We've moved on a little bit from heartbreak. It's okay. You can curse.
You can curse.
Okay.
Are you writing about your new relationship on this album?
On Ray?
Yeah.
Well, I finished it before I got into this new one. So
good. Inspiration for the next.
Oh, you have no idea.
Sick.
I'm and I don't write love songs. It's not always been my forte. There's one love song on this album, and I fought to not write it, which is kind of interesting.
Where'd it come from?
We were at Big Bear. 5 songs on this album were written in Big Bear in the mountains. We just took me and my favorite writers that are just also my best friends, and we went to the mountains and we shut the world out, and it was very sort of back to basics. It felt very like the old school way of kind of sitting down and making an album. But it was the very last morning before we all left. The song's called Love You Need, and everyone was like, we have to write a love song. There's no love song on the album. And I was like, I don't want to sing about love. I was very I don't care. I wasn't in a place, God love who I was with, but I just wasn't in that place. And so it's the one song that I actually really fought writing. And then my Noah Conrad was playing this really beautiful, very Carole King-esque piano part, and I just melted, and I was like, okay, I succumb. Let's give it a try. And it's my favorite song on the album, actually.
Why?
Oh, it's just
Did you manifest?
I think it's really beautiful. I did, because now every time I listen to it, I think of John.
Your boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm so in love. Shit.
Don't get married again. No, I'm kidding.
Don't get married again. Maybe one day. I never thought I would get married again. I'm definitely have not ever been in a place where I thought that would be possible again. But
no, that shit was gnarly.
Yeah. Were you married?
No.
Did I know this?
No. But I remember when you were still going through it when moral of the story was happening. No.
Yeah, it was. I think the divorce maybe had just finalized.
Yeah, it was still fucking ripe.
Yeah.
But my sister is going through that whole thing, which is exactly why she feels so understood.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate that she feels, I'm glad that she feels understood. I hate that she knows.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt this way, the same way you feel about John, that's his name?
His name's John Canada.
His last name's Canada?
I know, doesn't it? My mom goes, that's a superstar's name. It kind of is. He's in a band too, so it's the whole thing.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Sorry,
what?
Have you ever?
Sorry, huh? I'm all leaving. Let's talk about it.
Have you ever felt this way about someone, or is this feeling just completely different when you're with him compared to your past relationships?
Oh, it's the craziest, newest thing I've ever. It's also, we met at 29, you know? He's almost exactly the same age as me. He's April 22, 1993. I'm April 24, 1993. So like, it's nice to, you know, be with someone who's completely your age. But no, I never had experienced anything like this before. And I didn't really know. I was very jaded about, I was like, love is cooked up in fairy tales and movies, and I just was like, it's such a farce that the world is selling us on, or capitalism's trying to make money off of. And then I fell for him, and I was like, oh shoot.
But different than the last guy. None of the same feelings. Different. Yeah, sorry. No, that's a better understanding of love, right? You actually know what love is.
Yeah, I also think I was coming out of, you know, my divorce was very, very toxic, or that marriage was so toxic that like the relationship I went into after that was deeply loving and friendship and in a lot of safety and comfort. And that's exactly what I needed, and I think he needed too. And so it served a different purpose almost.
So you manifest the love you have today in love you need.
Yeah.
What do we do with love is letting go? Does that bring anything new into our life outside of a stronger friendship with Diane Keaton?
Oh my gosh, isn't that so stupid?
The whole thing's crazy. She also followed me on Instagram. Like, the whole thing is wild.
She did?
Well, she also unfollowed me.
Oh.
But that's the tea. Well, we followed. She followed me for a while.
I wonder why she unfollowed you.
I don't want to know.
I'm gonna ask.
I'm gonna vomit.
I bet she was. I bet it was like her assistant or something. Yeah, that's the most insane thing. Well, Love is Letting Go is completely, that's about my brother. And, you know, the first two lyrics are, there you fly soaring in the dark of the night, you touch down to be mine for a little while. And it's kind of like, you know, back to the finiteness of life and how short it is, and that we get people, maybe you can claim them as yours for a little bit of time, but they're always gone at some point. And so writing that song was really like a therapy to loving my brother and also being able to let that go. So, yeah.
Do you write that on your own, or do you write it with other people?
I wrote that with Leroy Clampett. What a name. Who is the executive producer on the album, and Steph Jones, who is the most incredible songwriter of all time. She wrote Angry Woman with me and a couple other records on the album, and On My Way, which is the single that's out today. I just panic. And Noah Conrad, he's playing trumpet on the record, but Steph also lost someone very close to her right around the same time as I lost my brother. And so we started to write the chorus, actually. Didn't know what we were writing about. Again, kind of chipping away. Like, the song's there, but we're not sure what it is yet. And then we wrote those first two lyrics, and her and I both just like looked at each other and sobbed. And she was writing it about her person, and I was writing it about Ryan. Like, we suddenly knew, and it just kind of fell out.
That's art, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of I cry a lot.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I'm better at it now. I'm better at crying. I just don't, I think growing up, similar to the anger emotion, any deeply felt emotion can be dangerous, or a sign of weakness.
Totally.
Like crying, very much a sign of weakness. And I've let that go a bit.
Yes, it's not. It's actually a sign of being in tune with yourself.
Is that what it is?
I think so. I mean, understanding what you need to get through something. And why would you fight off something like, why would you fight off a smile, or fighting off a smile is the same thing as fighting off tears? Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's good. I don't know that I've thought about it like that.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're so wise. How old are you? Just kidding. You about to be 30?
Literally. And May 2nd, I'm also a Taurus. 1993.
That makes me so happy.
We are same wavelength.
Really?
It's weird.
Wait, that's really cool. You can feel that energy with another Taurus. I knew that. See, maybe that was something else that was like under the surface when I ran into you in person the first time.
When you see another bull, you understand.
We charge.
How do we meet Diane Keaton? Like, I know you probably recounted this fucking story 1,000 times.
No,
okay, don't tell me the story. How do you get her on a record? Like, that's what's confusing. Like,
she's never put out a song before, right? Like an actual recording?
No.
That's incredible.
She's sung in some of her movies, yeah. And that's kind of like, I knew she was a great singer from that.
Iconic.
She posted on Instagram a video of her singing, and I reposted it, but did not tag her. On purpose, because whenever I do tag her, she sees it. And so I didn't want to be a force or just like, I didn't want to be gross about it. So I reposted it and just said, "Sing with me, Diane." Did not tag her. And sure enough, like, someone that worked with her, who's very close to her, reaches out to her about it, and they're like, "What do you think about this idea?" And she's like, "I love it. I would love to do a duet with her." And so I was on the phone. I was on the phone with her literally like 2 days after that post, and yeah, it just was like, and of all songs, I was like, "Do you want to do this record that, you know, I knew she had lost her brother and had a very similar relationship with her brother as I did with mine."
So do you just send her the one, or do you send her a couple? I
just sent her that one. I was like, this or bust. Wow. Yeah, that was probably kind of ballsy of me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was also like, what is she going to sing on Another Man's Jeans? You know what I mean? Like, Diane Keaton's all, "I can be the girl in a..." No, not the vibe.
Great song, by the way. Very sexy.
Thank you. It's a sexy one.
Also, that is the coolest feature a person could ever have. No, you know, that's...
Yeah, hands down. That. I also love how just like off-center and out of nowhere it was, because like, she's an actress. She's 76, you know, like, people definitely, when they were speculating, you know, no one guessed like it was going to be her. But again, I think it goes back to like,
awesome.
Why do anything if it's not for you first, and like it's not for your soul? Like, if some A&R came to me and was like, "I know what's gonna get you. You're gonna be a real hit star one day if you do a song with Diane Keaton. Listen, love her. She's not the key. You know, she's not the key. Putting out a song with Diane Keaton's not gonna make me famous. Love her, but it's like." That's just not, you know, if I put out a song with Taylor Swift, that might get me somewhere. Yeah. You know, it's different. We're looking at each other. We know, you know what I'm saying. But I was like, there's no point in doing any of this if it's not bringing fulfillment and joy to me first. Because if it's not, I'm going to quit.
That's it.
I'll quit. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but what do you do if you quit? Have you thought of that?
I don't know. Shoot.
Turns into a clown.
Yeah, for kids' parties. Apparently I'm a really bad clown, though, and I stab cakes and...
Oh.
Yeah, the end of the music video is pretty aggressive.
Yeah, you have like a Harley Quinn Joker type laugh when you're driving away.
It's very maniacal.
Yeah.
It's like, "You can't get the best of me, world." That's the laugh at the end. It's like, "You can try." There's like sugar blood all over my face.
I loved your hair.
Thank you.
The hair was sick.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was really nice.
The little perm.
Yeah, teased up.
Yeah.
Gave me trailer park. But I thought it was hot.
Thank you.
That's how you look.
You thought it was hot?
Are you wearing the same shirt? The yellow one?
I am.
Yeah, I thought so.
I know. I thought I'd do a little homage. But the thing is, it's really hard to get on and off. So, like this morning, I was in my room, like, contorting myself to get into it.
Oh, thank you for that.
Is
for giving us pain for this trait.
Is this before or after you locked yourself out?
Oh, I forgot that I locked myself out.
What'd you do?
Someone pays attention to my Instagram story.
You locked yourself out?
I locked myself out of my house this morning because I was so excited just about the song. Release days are really a lot for me. Like energetically, I'm just a little bit of like, I'll start out strong, and then about a couple hours into the release day, I'll start like really falling apart. And I like went to my car to get something, and I'm not even thinking about it. Usually when I leave my door, I lock it, and then I went to get back in my house and it was locked, and I was like, you idiot. And then I took an Instagram story of it because why not?
What else are you going to do?
I'm like, hey, everybody, on my way's out right now, stream on my way. But then I'm like leaning against my locked door. I got in.
Sick.
Yeah. I got in the end. But
without having to pay for like a locksmith?
No, oh,
you jimmied?
I got a spare.
Sick.
Somewhere.
Oh,
yeah.
You're that person who has in a rock?
No. Yeah, just give my secrets away. There's like a locked laundry room somewhere, like a keypad thing, and I have one in there.
Look at you.
Yeah.
On release day, are you the type of person that's like refreshing every 2 seconds, reading what people are saying, and you kind of put your phone down and walk away? No.
Put my phone down and walk away.
I guess it'll drive yourself crazy.
Oh my gosh. My favorite thing to do is look at the Spotify streaming numbers right when the song comes out, and it has like 4 streams. Or like this morning I think if you saw my Instagram story, I screenshot it and it was like all-time streams 0, because it was like right at 9 a.m. when the song came out. And I just found that so hilarious. Like, thank you so much for 1 million 0 streams. Thank you. Yeah, I don't do any of that. I try to stay pretty far away from the comments.
But you control your own release, right? Like, you're releasing on a Wednesday. You've released a bunch of singles so far. The album comes out Friday. Mm-hmm. Are you the person who dictates all this? Because it's up to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team effort for sure. You know, I have accepted that there's a lot of people on my team that, you know, are going to know better than me on some, you know, like release strategy, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't come near the music, and I let them kind of help me come up with a plan. Hindsight, and on the next album, I will not release this many singles. I think, and not necessarily that it was a mistake or a misstep. I just now having done it and being through it for my own mental health, it was too much. Because like I'm saying, kind of describing to you who I am on a release day, it's too many.
It's half the album.
It's too many. And also like supply and demand. You're giving him too much supply. Like there's some sort of like wizardry healthy balance in there, and I don't know that I found it yet. Because I don't think we maybe put out 3 or 4 singles before Ashlyn. So maybe that was better. I don't know. I don't have the answer, but
you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong to this business, you know, but yeah, I'm learning as I go.
I had a question, I just lost it, and I never lose questions that are sitting in my head.
Oh no, is it because I'm so pretty?
No, I was distracted by your beauty.
You're distracted by my pretty. He laughed at me.
No, you're beautiful. I'm just.
You mean it?
I do.
I'm blushing.
By the way, call us if you want to talk. Ashe is here in studio. Zach Sang Show live on AMP. Another Man's Jeans. This is the question. Do you write that song only after wearing John's jeans for the first time?
Well, again, I wrote this album before I met him, so I can't wait for the Wilson jean questions. No, I was just feeling very like, okay, stepping into that confidence. I was like, shape up. Like, know what you have.
Yes.
Or I'm going to see myself out.
So what do you do? Like, once you have that confidence, do you date? Do you do, like, are you doing booty calls?
Well, not now.
No, before you had a boyfriend.
Oh, no. I was in a relationship when I wrote the song.
Oh, it's somebody else.
Yeah, I just sort of was like, also, it was not an energy that I had played with before in songwriting. So it was kind of like, just like testing the waters a bit. But with a lot of the songs on this album, it was kind of like I was manifesting this new era, because suddenly I found myself in a situation where I was leaving someone and stepping into a relationship with somebody else. You know, it's like I wasn't even ready in my brain to step into this new era, but it's like my body and the music was.
I get it.
And so it kind of like
You
informed.
followed.
Yeah, weirdly.
Are you the type of person who hates being single? Yes. How long have you gone being single in your life?
I love relationships.
Yeah.
Well,
There's either two types of Tauruses in this world, and you either thrive being alone and not having a soul commitment person, or you cannot be single for the life of you. And you cannot be single for the life of you.
that was John. I'm his first relationship. He's 29.
I am one side of the Taurus spectrum, and my sister is the other.
Wow.
Oh my God, my sister's a serial dater. It's disgusting. No offense. I mean,
disgusting.
okay, just what's the longest amount of time you've gone being single?
I think a year.
That's how long ago?
That was in college. Does it count? Does it actually count if you're in college because you're like a child?
I gotta take a laugh.
You're like, it was 8th grade. I was single for a year in 8th grade. I think relationship is one of the best things on the planet. I think it's wonderful.
But how do you know when the love is right?
Well, it depends on the season. Like, for instance, my last relationship was right. Like, it wasn't right forever.
But it was right for the moment.
But I have it right for right now. It's like, it's going to serve whatever purpose it's supposed to serve you and your soul in that little bit of time that you have them. I know you're wanting to laugh at me.
No, I think it's beautiful. I do get it. I do get it.
It's true, though. It's, I had been treated really horribly by a man, and then got into a relationship with someone who adored me and treated me, with all this respect and love and kindness and safety. And he taught me a lot of how I wanted to be treated. Just because we were, I feel like we were always meant to be best friends, but maybe not, forever lovers. Like, that just wasn't the piece that was there. But I needed to be in that relationship to get to this point and to be the human I am today. That's just me.
I totally get it.
Know.
It was a transitional relationship.
Yeah.
That made you understand what love could be.
And I love love. I don't know. Who doesn't love love?
But yeah, for somebody who fights writing love songs, to love as much as you do.
Well, it's funny because now I'm not. And now, like, I'm finally kind of like experiencing that and like testing the waters with writing love songs, and they're some of my favorite songs I've ever written.
And you can get a taste for the first ever love song written by Ashe on Ray. Listen to it on Amazon Music. The album comes out on Friday, which is huge.
Oh my gosh.
What are you thinking?
We haven't got to heard San Jose, but what's that song about?
San Jose is on fire, honey. It's like a super...
Dan dancing was very uncomfortable to me.
Well, we were dancing together. Everyone was
You
kind
were
of
dancing?
No, you were the only one.
This while I was singing. My eyes were closed, so...
Thank God.
Thank God. San Jose is the city I grew up in, and so San Jose is me, is essentially who I'm talking about, and it's just about being turned on and wanting to have sex.
Okay.
That's basically the song, and it's the first time that I've written about that, and it directly informed Another Man's Jeans. It was right. I wrote that song maybe a week before Another Man's Jeans was written.
What about your hometown makes you want to do it?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I'm identifying myself as San Jose. Like, I am San Jose.
You are the Cupertino adjacent sector of California?
Bay Area? Yeah, maybe it's stupid. It just sounded cool. Literally, sometimes lyrics are as stupid as it sounded nice. Yeah.
So you say San Jose is on fire? Is that the one lyric you just gave us?
San Jose is on fire.
So you are on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're San Jose.
Because I am San Jose.
And you are sexy.
Am steamy and fiery.
No, yeah, listen, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like, it's as simple as like just being turned on, and yeah. It's like, there's this lyric that's like, oh, what a shame if we don't get to the hotel. Like, I just had fun. It's a B-side. You know what a B-side is?
Yeah, deep album cut.
Yeah.
But is it ripped from reality? Have we had...
You mean?
Is that song, like, are you writing from what has happened in life?
Wasn't I trying to ask the question?
Like, have you not waited until you got back to the hotel?
Oh gosh. Only a couple times, but
That's enough, by the way.
Yeah. Once. I've never done the Mile High Club thing. That scares. I would never.
It's very, very small in there.
Well, again, okay, fellow Taurus, I am if there's a no trespass sign, I don't go past that sign. Like I'm a rule follower. Again, non-problematic. So like the idea of like having sex in public or something.
Ew. I barely want to do it in private. It's enough for me to bear.
I barely want to do it in private. Oh my God.
Why would I curse people?
I just like, some like the interview question was like, what's the craziest place you've ever had sex? I'm like, my bedroom? Like, what do you mean? I don't know. No, I can't. I'm trying to think of a place, but like a green room? I actually don't think I've ever had sex in
Maybe you're
room.
manifesting something in this song, so strap in.
Strap in.
No.
It's a little risque for me.
Listen to Ray.
How did we get here? Like we started out, we went from like really deep and emotional to borderline tears to like, where do you have sex in public?
This is why you should come to the studio. It's different in person. You
this
know?
is so much better, honestly. It's so nice to be with you guys. Again, back to energy, like we were talking about in a show, like and being with real human beings. Like it's just, I feel like I can like feel that this is going to sound stupid, the heat off your bodies.
No, it's true.
But like I can't, the energy in the room is different.
Nah, and you know, you did the show like 4 times over Zoom. Like that's a lot of Zoom appearances on our show.
I know, and think about all the other Zooms I did with random other people.
Holy shit.
That, especially in that era of Moral, was just like over too much.
A whirlwind.
Yeah, I won't do that again. Hey world, love you so much. If you give me another hit, I won't go through it all again.
Honestly, the hope is that you did so much groundwork the first time that you wouldn't need to go back and do it again because you've already cultivated and grown those relationships.
I would love that to be the case. Well, I love stuff like this. Anything like long form or like, I mean, this is borderline podcast-esque. This is like, there's room to get into it, but like,
no,
I don't want to talk about stupid shit anymore.
With people in Virginia,
tired of it.
With the local DJ in Virginia Beach.
I'm so sick of it. I won't do it. I'm sorry. I got so aggressive there.
No, I like it.
I love you.
I love you too. Please listen to Ray. You have questions. I see it in your eyes, Dan.
Well, are we excited for Niall to join The Voice? Or The X Factor?
Oh
What's he
my
joining?
God!
He's joining The Voice.
The Voice.
The Voice.
Or The X Factor. Yeah.
You take a lap.
I forgot. Which one?
I hope that he crushes. I am watching, because isn't Camila Cabello doing it right now?
She's on now, yeah.
And she's hilarious. Like, funny, witty, adorable. Like, Niall, don't talk about golf. Like, he's going to be funny, adorable, and hot and all those things, too. I'm just like, don't talk about golf. He'll be fine. He's going to do great. I'm going to roast him. I'd say it to his face, so it's fine.
Ray is the album. Do we listen to it top to bottom?
What?
Do we listen to it top to bottom in order? Like, is that the right way to take this on, even though you've given us so many singles so far?
I would love for you to listen to it top to bottom now. Yeah, because the whole fan experience so far has been sporadic, and like there's a reason why I like it to fall, you know. There's a reason why I made it in the order it is.
The love song falls right in the middle. Is there a reason for that?
No, that was an energy shift moment, because that comes right out of Love You Need. Does it say? Can you see it?
The track list? Yeah, it goes emotional, love you need, it can't be you.
Oh, that's a good song.
What, it can't
I'm
be
all
you?
reminiscing. Yeah. Yeah, emotional's way up here, maybe the fastest song of the record too. And it was like, we need to shift gears and get really, really, like, we need to calm down. And then I'll be playing the album top to bottom at the Troubadour. Just
That's
like in order.
Really sick.
Yeah, it's the only time we'll do it like that too. I won't do it on tour that way.
What's your encore going to be?
You could throw the pillow.
Wait. No encores! What is it in Incredibles? No capes! I'm like, no encores! Sorry.
What is that? What is It Can't Be Him about?
It can't be you.
You can't be you. Jesus Christmas.
It can't be him.
It can't be me.
It can't be Dan. It can't be you.
You're singing about obviously somebody.
It was like, I'm singing about sort of a long ago love that was like, I don't want to love again. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to love again. I don't want to love again. Now I know what there's to lose. Said forever on a whim. Should have known it wasn't true. I don't want to love again if it can't be you. It's like just a really like, again, similar to Hope You're Not Happy. I don't feel that way all the time, but if I give myself enough of a moment, it's like, oh God, what a shame to ever fall in love with anybody but you. And hey, I wrote that before. I'm in love with someone that I can't even understand. I'm so in love.
It makes you cross-eyed.
I just literally cross-eyed for so long. I committed to the bit.
We're going to post a video of this entire conversation, obviously, up to YouTube. They all go up there. Zach Sang Show, search it, please. But also listen to Ray. Listen to Ray. Listen to Ray.
Please listen to it. Like, even if you don't like it, listen to it.
Today, as you sit here, how do you define success, Ashlyn?
Oh, my God. Frick. Today, as I sit here, this current version of myself.
Yes.
It's just got to be doing something that you love. And doing it on your terms. I think you're successful if you are living a life that you know you are living and dying by your own sword. No one else gets the credit. No one else gets the blame. Like, that's it. I think, for me, I think also being a solo artist, I recognize that ability to live and die by my own sword, and I love that. I'm grateful for that. It's also scary. It's part of the reason why I get nervous before a release or an album, but I feel incredibly successful based on this record that I made, and that it's completely on my own terms.
How do you know it was done?
Oh, that's a good question. What was the last song we wrote on the album? I think it might have been Love You Need.
Ooh. That literally perfectly escorts you into a new phase of life.
Yeah.
Just like the last album ended with the record about your brother.
Wow. You just like blew my mind. The last record written, Love You Need, is the one that propelled me into a new era. Wow. What? That's absurd. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you for giving us your time and energy today and conversing with us. And
yeah, I don't know that
you.
I know when it was done. Sometimes you're just like, those are all the great. I think usually it's right around the time that I'm like, I don't want to write any more songs. Because like, I love to write. It's one of the things that makes me feel most myself and connected to the world and my stories. And when I start to get that feeling of like, do not put me in another room with other writers, I don't want to touch a song, that's usually when I know I'm done, because I'm like, there's no more, like, there's not that excitement or urge to do it. So
Ray is the album. Listen to it, please. Link in the description below. Ashlyn.
Hi, Ray. You just start calling me by my middle name.
Ray Wilson?
Yeah, but see,
for now,
separate them, because when you say it together, I sound like a country music artist.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with being a country music artist.
Ashlyn Ray Wilson.
There's a little country south rock in the
Ashlyn Ray Wilson? What'd you say?
There's like a little country-ish. Another Man's Jeans, he kind of touches it a
Southern
bit.
rock.
Yeah, Southern rock's a good way to put it. Southern rock.
Yeah.
No slide guitar on this album?
I think there might be.
Oh, sick.
There's some harmonica. Like a lot of acoustic guitar, a lot of grooves that are kind of like, there's a song called Loose Ends on the album. You know how we talked about B-sides. It's got like a whistle that's got kind of like the beginning of not Pulp Fiction, the beginning of Kill Bill. There's like a scary whistle, and it's got that vibe at the beginning, which is very like deserty and southern. But anyway, why are we talking about that?
We only listen to half the album, but we will listen to the full thing on Friday. with everybody else. With
Tomorrow at
with
midnight.
the public.
Tomorrow at midnight.
That is technically
It's
Friday.
Friday. Yeah. We're correcting you. You're actually right.
9 a.m. on the West Coast, which is Thursday.
No, PM. Anyway,
Whatever.
Ash,
9 p.m.
raise the album. Listen to it. Ash, love you.
I love you.
Really
I
love
both
ya.
of you. Thank you really for having me. It means a lot.
Sister, forever and always. Your music is incredibly honest and open, but also you bring back sounds that are of the past that need to be relevant today. Truly, you craft music in a beautiful, beautiful way. So thank you.
Thanks.
Ash, everybody.
Oh, we're clapping?
Yeah,
Do
we're
not want to
clapping.
clap.
Here's Love is Letting Go featuring Diane Keaton. The only person to get Diane Keaton on a song. That's you.
That's
you.
insane.
That is really
Wait, I thought you were going to play On My Way. Well, you can play Love is... Play whatever you
I'll
want.
play all of it.
Okay.
We got hours here, sis. We ain't going
Play
anywhere.
whatever you want.
Oh, you want to play On My Way instead? I want to play whatever you want.
Play the new single, yeah.
Yeah, that just makes more. Oh, I typed it into my iPad and guess what it auto corrected as? On My Way.
With an exclamation point.
Oh, yeah. That's actually been a really annoying thing that I've found that I probably should have just named it On My Way. But I liked the booty call
OMW.
esqueness of
Yes.
the shortness of it. But, you know.
I really got booty call energy from the artwork, but I was very much off.
Do you get booty call energy from the whole album? Is that
Honestly, the album cover's incredibly sexy. Like, it's you in that chair, very Flashdance-esque. Like I'm waiting for water to pour on top of you.
that would have been so good.
Yeah, you gotta have me
I
as
feel like
your creative director.
maybe you're my A&R. Ash gets her headlines. Ash gets her first A&R. It's Zach saying.
Here's OMW, also known as On My Way. Ash, everybody.